It's February 5th, 2019, and the new mayor of Clifton Forge is Jeff Irvine. I've known this character for years, probably 30 years. Used to play basketball against each other. He's been a youth league coach. He works with the Armory organization. He's been on city council, I think, 7 years or so. And I think all during that particular period of time, he really wanted to be mayor. And in November, poof, it happened. So congratulations on your election, Mr. Mayor. You earned it. Jeff is the guy on city council, among others. When people wanted to have pipes fixed or they had a problem with the town, he showed up and answered phone calls 24/7 in many cases. So he joins us today to talk about a few issues that Clifton Forge will be looking into and will be dealing with over the next couple of months. So, Mr. Mayor, in terms of local spending or projects, do you have two particular items that may be your top two items?
Yeah. My number one priority for this cycle and being the mayor and the new council is the police station. I'd like to see us have a new police station. The one we got is old. It's like in a basement. I'd like to see us have a new one that's somewhere, or a new building somewhere they could go that's respectable to the town and they can do a job and be proud of.
Could they even have air conditioning? I remember one time the Journal got a call and we were sitting in this nice air-conditioned building in here, and one of the callers said, "It's 90 degrees in here." Was that one of the problems?
Yeah, air conditioning's a problem. Leakage, seeping down water into the bottom of the basement. That was a problem, and I think
it used to be a storage area, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just need something that's more respectable, so the guys can do their job.
And what's the second priority you have?
Getting rid of town stickers. Me and 3 or 4 other councilmen, we're for doing away with the town stickers now. It's something that I think, my personal opinion, is outdated. All the localities around us have done away with it, and I think it's time for us to do it. I know we're going to lose some money by doing it first couple of months, 6 months, but after that, I've checked into it. We would probably gain some money and be back on track.
Now, let's make sure that everyone understands, when you say getting rid of town stickers, you just mean the stickers themselves.
The stickers themselves.
People will still have to pay per vehicle.
Yes, we'd probably put it on your taxes, and the $20 would go on your taxes, and you wouldn't have to go buy a sticker. And the older people have that problem of getting it on, off, and
nobody likes those things.
I think a lot of people in the town would really like that.
Well, at a recent work session, the Journal's pesky reporting, we go to these from time to time. That's really a good way to find out what the council people were thinking. And Jeff, I think during that session, you talked about one of the goals that you'd like to see the town council have and execute was more governmental cooperation. Can you be a little more specific? What does that mean in the broad scope of things?
Well, I want to see all the governments get along together. Clifton Forge, Covington, Allegheny County, and Orange Gate. I'd like to see us work on things together, and now we're doing good on that. It's some things we can work on and do better, but it used to be a day and time that Covington, Clifton Forge, they wouldn't hardly speak, or Allegheny County, but now we all get along better. Each council member and the Board of Supervisors, we're going to each other's meetings. Chuck Unruh from Orange Gate was at our meeting. I was at his. I go to county meetings, and I want to make a Covington one, but I think they're on the same time as us, so it's hard to do. But I want to see us all get together and work on things. I mean, we have intergovernmental meetings now that all of us get together, 2 from each locality, and we talk about what we need to do, what we can do, and how we can help each other. And behind the scenes, we help each other. We have helped Orange Gate, Covington's helped us, and that's the way to do it. In past years, that would never have happened. But now I think we're opened up, we're all friends, and things is moving forward on that.
Good grief! We can't have that. We can't have cooperation. Now that's totally unprecedented. I had one idea last year. I didn't follow through on it, but I thought that it would really be nice for the Journal to sponsor a hot dog cookout, maybe at Linden Park or somewhere, because we wanted to make sure that members of school boards knew each other, and city councils know the town councils, and all of us out here in readership land, we assume that all these characters know each other and they're all buddies. That's not necessarily the case. So maybe we'll follow through that with Mr. Mayor. We're glad that you feel that it would be it's an important thing to get along with area governments, which heretofore, or at least 20 years ago, there were some cat and dog fights, weren't there?
Yes, it was. It's a lot better now than what it was.
But one of the things I asked the mayor to address, this might not be an earth-shaking issue, but the Allegheny Foundation a few years ago funded a really nice concession stand at Matthews Park. Matthews Park is the park behind where Wood Chevrolet used to be, over there next to Hardee's. And yet when we took a bunch of photographs of that park this last year, I wouldn't call it a disaster, but it was kind of messy. It's unkempt. The dugouts are trashy. And then here you have this nice concession stand. There were big holes where the swings where the basketball court was a mess. Jeff, is that in any way on the scope? Is there anything that can be done to at least dress it up and make it respectable?
Yes, Matthews Park is on our list. George Washington Park we're working on it now. We've still got things to do there, but I've been spearheading a thing for donations for Matthews, and I started it almost in the winter of last year, and I kind of let it die down because in the winter, nobody's going to.
Hard to get cash out of people.
Hard to get cash out of winter for a park. But Matthews, we need to we've just put new goals in at Matthews, and that's a big help. I don't think it's been any there for years. New goals went at Memorial Park, but Matthews, we need to resurface the court. We need some painting done on the dugouts and some other things. We need some seating and bleachers. I'd like to see some tables, a gazebo, and some swings refixed. And I'm gonna as soon as spring comes, I'm gonna go out and ask for donations and see if we can get this back on the right track.
Well, that would really be great. And another thing that council, in a long work session, it was a couple of weeks ago, talked about, one of their goals is to be able to communicate to the citizens of Clifton Forge better. Now, of course, being in the media business, the Journal has its view on how they could do it. Obviously, work with us a little more closely in a number of ways. But the councilman had a discussion about that, and Jeff, you indicated that was very important to you. And other than sessions like this, what other ideas did you have in mind?
Well, like you say, it's very important to me to be transparent and to get the word out of what we're doing on council. I have did town hall meetings when I first got elected to council, which did very good, and then things died down. People wouldn't come to maybe one or two, but we can get them going back. We can get more than one council member no more than two, to do town hall meetings, or split it up where each and every council member will have their say and get to say their ideas. Like you say, working with the Journal, the paper, anything to be transparent would help. I'm very passionate about this. I'm the kind of person that when I was on council, got elected on council, I go out and check the problem face to face with the people, with the citizens. If they call me on a problem, I'll go to it and, face to face with them and check it out. I get criticized on this a lot when I was on council, but I stuck to my guns, and I think that's what people voted me in for, and that's what I was going to do, and I stayed doing it. I think, I don't know, the web page, we can work on that. I have a web page that you can go to, and you've probably seen it. And people ask questions or call me.
And one other thing that you did, many of you may not have noticed it, but there used to be a 3-minute meeting, and then a little gong would go off or whatever. Angie Carper did a great job of it. And Jeff suggested, and I think the other councilman agreed, that 5 minutes would be a good limit. And as long as the discussions don't get out of hand and anything kind of wild, that certainly seems to make sense. Yeah. And I doubt anyone will abuse that.
Yeah, and I've been to a lot of meetings, and I've watched the way different localities and different places do their meetings, and I think our 3 minutes was short. So I talked to the new council, and we decided to put up to 5 minutes, and public comments was taken. You would go into the meeting, and public comments was taken up right when you come through the door when we started. I thought it would be better, and so the rest of council, to let the meeting go on and take up the public comments sign-up sheet at the end of the meeting when we get to public comments. This way the citizens have time, if I want to speak on something that I didn't know was coming up that was on the agenda, and I have time to do it now. And we changed a couple of them policies, the time limit and the public comments.
Well, I thought that was great, and some of you may wonder why, since we have the capability, that we didn't do this particular broadcast live. And the truth is, if the mayor is willing, we'll do several during the course of the year. In fact, we would like to invite Vice Mayor Pam Marshall to come in. She's new on council. And one of the beauties of Facebook Live is that we could sit and talk about subjects, and then many of you who have questions, the questions will come in and we could attempt to address those. So maybe in future broadcasts we'll do that. And Mr. Mayor, it was short notice. We very much appreciate you taking your time to come in, and we hope to invite you back.
Thank you for having me.